everyone, I'm Sarah with Divine Love Healing. I am here with a special twin flame, twin soul, full moon in Aries, October energy reading. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like there have been so many shifts. I mean, I feel like I say that every single video, but I feel like just between the new moon and now, it's just been exponentially. Things are accelerating, time's accelerating, just so much transformation is happening. So in honor of that, I'm wearing my Phoenix. This is my awesome Phoenix Rising shirt. It's the fire. It's the just absolute, death, rebirth, transformation energy that I feel like we're all in. Now, I will admit I have not done, a ton of research. I would normally do a little bit more, reading on the energy of the full moon before I post these videos, but I didn't get a chance. But from what I'm feeling, this is just based off what I'm feeling, is just there's going to be a lot of shifts, a lot of transformation, especially the divine masculine. Again, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. I will say that over and over and over until I'm blue in the face. But the masculines are going through, I mean, they're like the phoenix rising from the ashes. They're going through massive, rapid awakening, heart chakra opening. I mean, things are just getting blasted open. So even though this is a fiery sign, right, Aries, I was picking up on a lot of water today. So if you guys checked out on Instagram my Facebook page, the pick a card I did today, for whatever reason, I was drawn to water energy. It was really bizarre. But I think it's because there are, as always, with these full moons, and it impacts each of us differently. But there are, emotions that get stirred up. And I read something, I think, about Chiron. It might be an opposition or something like that that's happening, which that's a planet I remember 2, 3 months ago was really bringing some past stuff from the past that I had no idea why it was coming up to the forefront on my mind again. So that's really where we are. It's just, to me, right now, what's happening, I almost feel that I almost feel like it's Leo season on steroids. Like it's just like forward motion. So much stuff is happening and it's undeniable now. And so, I know I kind of jump all over the place with these soul connection type videos. Sometimes I call it soul connections. Sometimes it's focused specifically on twin flames. Sometimes it's a pick a card. Sometimes it's an energy check-in. Sometimes I do, a spread for each masculine, feminine. It's just really what I'm feeling in that day. And, take anything that resonates, toss what doesn't. This is general for the collective. And even if you don't identify yourself as a twin flame or a twin soul, that's okay. If you're on a sacred partner path, there more than likely will be messages that come through at some point in this reading that resonate for you and that, give you some sort of sign you need, something that you need to work on healing wise, anything like that. So I want to go ahead and get started. Oh, and before I get started, I just want to mention again my Instagram page. Please follow me there. My Facebook page, the links, that information's down below, as well as the information for booking a session with me. All the sessions with me are totally customizable. We don't even have to use tarot. We can just talk about ascension. We can talk about spiritual awakening. We can talk about your twin flame journey, where you are, what blocks you think you have, the mirrors, the triggers, we can talk through those things with or without cards. It doesn't have to be about twin flames. It can be about anything going on in your life that you need guidance on. We can talk about it. So just keep that in mind. I am so excited, you guys, because this is one of the new decks. Also, by the way, I just posted up on Instagram and my Facebook page. I don't know if I'll end up posting it up here, but I've recorded a couple of videos on IGTV. Those post automatically to Instagram versus YouTube. So one was a surrender Saturday. That was last week. I did a full surrender card. So be sure to check that out. Like I said, I don't know that I'll end up uploading it here on YouTube. So I also did a walkthrough of a new deck that I have. I may or may not use it in tonight's reading. It's the Dark Mirror Oracle. But this is one of the new decks that I also got this week. So I'm so excited. The art, I mean, you guys know how I am about the art and the images, that I'm an intuitive reader and I read based on the images in conjunction with the messages and the energy I feel. So this is called Tarot de la Nuit, which I don't know if I said that correctly, but it's French, Tarot of the Night. And it is, a shadowy deck. I haven't looked at it in advance very much, but it doesn't seem that dark to me. It just seems very etheric, and the light and the way that the light and the dark accent each other in the deck is just so beautiful. There are a lot of a mix of images of masculine and feminine in this deck. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to pull a spread, and I am going to, combined for the energy, because at this point, in my opinion, and again, I don't, I'm just speaking from my own journey and my own experience. Who's to say, that there are, I think there are multiple waves of twin flames. There are many that are already in union and have been in union for a long time. But this newer, wave of it that's kind of come with this mass awakening that started around the 2016, 17, 18 timeframe. I think there are different waves of those. And so I identify myself as the first wave of that group. Whether or not, take that with a grain of salt, but that, keep that in mind if there are things that come out that I'm channeling that maybe don't resonate, or things that I'm talking about that don't resonate with you. It could just be that you're in a different wave, but that doesn't mean that these messages are, these are still important for your journey, because these are all things that you may experience or have experienced, or you might at some point. So just keep that in mind from a timing perspective. To me, you could be watching this 6 months from now, and you might find that the messages might resonate for you. So, but as going back to where I was starting to say, as a quote first waver, I mean, I just feel like some of the energetic things that are happening with me, I feel like he and I were pretty much already merged completely. Like, it's hard to explain, but I don't feel like there's a separate person outside of me anymore. I don't feel like his physical absence equates to an absence in my life. I mean, I miss him and I want to see him, but I'm so content with my own life right now that, like, just feeling his energy and feeling his heartbeat in my chest, and feeling those heat waves come over me, and knowing when he's thinking about me, and knowing when he's dreaming about me, and it's just there's no denying that anymore. There's no denying that there's something outside, taking control, I guess, of like my chakra system. And it's not just my chakra system. I don't explain it, but there's this total surrender that's happening. So that's sort of where I'm at, and why I'm reading, feeling called to read the energies together, because I feel his energy so strongly. I feel when he's, the heart pains that I've just chest pains like you wouldn't believe. And then I'm getting messages about the divine masculines getting, going through major heart awakenings. So it's like, okay, so probably the masculine within me is going through that, but then it's also him I'm feeling. So if that makes any sense. But at some point you will feel those things. And even if you're not a twin flame, you can still feel the energy of another person when you're on the spiritual path, and you do the inner work, and you start tapping into 5D energy and the energy of the all. So I don't want you to think just because I say, oh, I'm a twin flame, I'm feeling this, doesn't mean that you can't, or you shouldn't, or you won't if you're not one, or you don't identify yourself as one. So keep that in mind. All right. Without further ado, I promise I'm going to get started now. All right, guys. Let's see what this full moon in Aries is bringing for the Twin Flame Collective. All right. Let's see what's happening now. Why should I be surprised? Why? Sorry, there's a glare here from my lighting. But when I hold it back, it's not as bad. The Lovers. And look at that intensity. It's like, oh my God. It's like, all right, we'll get into there. I mean, obviously going to pull the rest of the spread here, but he's looking at her in a way he never has before. He's seeing her in a new light. He's coming in confident. He's coming in strong. And she's like, oh my goodness, like, am I ready for this? She's kind of like her breath is taken away. Like, whoa, right? That's what's coming. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's, wow. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't know where that's coming from. I think that's some throat chakra, some speaking the truth. Wow. Oh, These cards. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, wait until you see this. Sorry, I need to move these. All right. I'm just absolutely blown away right now. Yeah. Okay. Just one thing really quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pull him out because he comes in after. All right. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so back to this. This is the first card out of the gate. The Lovers, and again, you can see the intensity of the look between them. It's like she's kind of in disbelief that he's showing up in this way. And I think this is what's coming. That's what I've been feeling for a long time, that they have undergone massive transformation, and that the feminine won't recognize him when he comes back. Now, I forgot to say this. I usually say this at the beginning of a lot of these types of readings. I do these readings for, because I'm a twin flame, because I want to help other twin flames and people in soul connections, because we are all feeling a lot of the same things. And so when you're like, oh my God, I've been feeling chest pain too. I'm not crazy. I'm not, obviously see your doctor if you think you need to, but like, I'm feeling that too. And this person's talking about feeling it too. It's comforting. It gives you clarity to know that you're not crazy and that you're experiencing these things with other people. So that's one reason I do it. Another reason I do it, and as we get into, I talk about some of the things that you need to focus on yourself, right? I don't want to promote, constantly sitting around and waiting and obsessing over a person and wondering if they're going to come back, whether they're your twin or they're not, or whatever you want to call them. This for me is about the current energy, what's going on, check in, and it needs to be used as a tool for that and for self-assessment and growth, not for like, that, if that makes sense. Okay, so we were, anyway, just back at this. And so what's blocking this from happening right now? In some cases, if you guys go back and watch the last video I recorded at the new moon, which seems like it was very recent. It was a very short video. I was kind of in a hurry. I think I just got back in town from the lake, and I didn't have a lot of time, but the energy back then was very much that it was Eight of Cups. It was walking away. I feel like we had the Eight of Cups come out, and I know we had the walking away card. Absolutely. I remember just feeling like, the divine feminines in this first wave were just over it, in the sense of trying to push or force or have any contact with someone who's not ready. And in some cases, maybe were they a little bit frustrated? Perhaps. There was a sense of that energetically. There was nothing maybe being conveyed directly in words to their masculine, but the energy is so intertwined now that it's like the littlest ooch, the littlest, oh my God, I can't believe they're not reading my message for like 2 weeks or whatever it is. Like there's that still there. And when you feel that like in you, like that, or you want to roll your eyes or whatever, they feel that. They are so sensitive. They felt that. And remember I said that they felt desperate. There was desperation there. They're afraid they're going to lose her. And they did, in a sense. And the sense is, I feel like the feminines, in this collective, have left the connection in the sense of total surrender, and left it in the sense to pursue themselves, to pursue, their career, to pursue their own joy, to let go of attachment to anything with this person, and just be like, okay. And it's not in a sense of like you're done with this, or you think that you're gonna date someone else, or and that did come out in the last one. I remember there was like a karmic partner, but I feel like that was maybe more karmic cycles were ending. It's kind of like you're getting off this wheel, and it's like detaching from that need to have a 3D connection with them or even communication. And so I feel like the masculine literally, felt that shift so deeply when the feminine, quote, pretty much entered 5D, like permanently. I don't know if that, I mean, we're humans, we live in a 3D world. I don't know if that's really possible, but our energy has shifted so much. I just feel like time is exponentially, I mean, like, I can't believe it's October, right? Um, Days just seem like it's like 2 hours go by and it's like 2 weeks for me. So in the sense of moving on, she's not left the connection, but she's detached in a different way, and he's felt it energetically. Does that make sense? Okay. So 8 of Cups is the blocking energy, and I think it's because in some cases your masculine may be afraid that you've moved on because you've stopped chasing, you've stopped um, maybe even, trying to connect with them telepathically as much, and trying to like um, send them love all the time or whatever. You've just been so busy with your own life and your own um, developments and your projects and your home and doing all these and spending time with family and just focusing on joy elsewhere. It's not that you're not thinking about them, but it's a different energy, if that makes sense. Okay. So I think some of it is like he hasn't quite come forward because he's afraid now that he's blown it. There's still some of that energy, but I also think maybe it's still not quite time because there's still some more of this that needs to be done, right? There's still some more evolution. The 8 of Cups for me is an evolution card too, an evolution, a growth, an emotional growth. Both twins, it's not just, oh, the masculine's not ready. No, if he's not ready, there's still growth and ascension that the feminine counterpart needs to do as well. So, you know, that I used to be very much in that, like a couple years ago, blaming him, why won't he awaken? What, God, I'm doing all the work and I'm doing this. No, like you can't be in that vibration. You have to hold space for them and detach in a loving manner. And it doesn't mean sit around and wait. It doesn't mean run out and, start dating a bunch of guys either. I'm not telling you not to date. That's your own personal decision. Um, Sometimes there are lessons that need to be learned, and who's to say? I mean, sometimes twins, maybe they're not meant to reunite in this lifetime. I'm open to that still being the case, that there's someone else out there. For me, the more I do of this, someone's going to meet me, they're going to evolve and meet me in that vibration. Okay, but what I'm picking up on now from these first waivers is that this is coming, and I'm not one to usually like say, oh my God, yes, union's coming, but it just feels so imminent. And I'm getting 10/10s like all the time. That's completion of cycles. Um, if you watch Mystic Moons, she just did a quick short twin flame video. I think it was yesterday. It was a couple days, or maybe Tuesday. But I mean, the Wheel of Fortune card came out. It was like all this stuff about awakening. I'm getting Lion King messages like crazy. Remember, Simba didn't come back because he didn't feel he was worthy to be king. He ran, and he was scared, and he thought everything was his fault, and he'd never be, wasn't worthy. And then he came back, and Rafiki said it's time. And I literally had like an image show up on my wall. It looked like that scene. It's a long story, but it was a reflection. And the Mystic Moon video, she even said something, it's time. And I was like, oh my God, I got chills. Um, anyway, so now, yeah, we're 18 minutes in and 19 minutes in, and I've done 2 cards. So the thing that I'm excited about with this deck, among other things, because it's just stunning. Oh, and notice there's a full moon here too, by the way. So I think this energy is propelling her to keep going forward, keep, just, to remember where she came from, right? To not shut that door, but to just keep working on her evolution and her growth. But this is a traditional tarot deck, but it has 1 bonus card. Okay, now I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. It's called Angel de la Nuit, Angel of the Night. Okay. So before I read this, the past energy in this connection is 5 of Swords, which is one of the worst cards. It's a card of betrayal. It's a smiling snake card. You know, I think for me, what I'm getting is the masculine is starting, obviously, he's awakening to the truth. Some of the female twins may have even, you know, tried to share with him the nature of the connection and what this is, and maybe he thought they were crazy, or like, you know, kind of blew it off. Maybe didn't view her as special as, or the connection is, you know, it was just, you know, because it stirred up a lot within him. And so he just ran and shut her out and ghosted multiple times, and, you know, would just not respond to messages, or, you know, initiate a conversation and then disappear, or not talk to her for months, you know, in and out of her life, you know, constantly just that, just stabbing, not intentionally. But I think as he's going through this awakening, and I think this awakening has really been accelerated since like August, since like Leo season, I think this Five of Swords energy is coming up for him because he's like, oh my God, you know, I think he's feeling a lot of guilt. I think they're feeling um, just, what have I done? You know, to this is my divine feminine, and I've treated her this way, and I've treated, and I think they're recognizing maybe how they've treated others. Maybe they've ran from other connections and not committed to other things in their lives. Things they've done to themselves, you know, where they've not lived in their truth, spoke their truth. They're starting to recognize that Five of Swords energy, and it's got them in a very dark place. It's got them in their heads. It's got them confused. It's got them overwhelmed. Um, so that's part of that too, is that what I'm getting, the masculines have to move on from that. They have to process that grief. They have to process that pain, and move on. And one of the ways that the feminine can help them do that is by helping themselves. The feminines continuing to focus on their light, focus on their joy, focus on their raising their vibration, focus on their business, um, stepping into their authentic truth and power, and continuing to anchor that 5D energy. And the further, you know, that they detach in a loving, healthy manner, holding space, it's going to pull the masculine out of this darkness. Okay. At the end of the day, though, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, feminines, you're doing this for you. Everything you're doing for yourself. And alchemically, it's going to, if it's meant to be in this lifetime, alchemically, it's going to pull the masculine along, whether he wants it to or not. Just like it has, you know, the feminines. Like sometimes you're like, I'm done with this journey. I'm done with it. I'm over it. I'm this is not my twin, whatever. Like, I'm just done. And then the universe is like, nope, you're not done. So all kidding aside, everything should be done with the focus of your wholeness within you. You've got to shift your focus from that, from union with another outside of you. Because once you start anchoring that energy within you, it's just like you reach new heights of joy, to where you can go months without seeing or talking to this person, and you find joy every day. So anyway, now the fun part, the current energy, you guys, is this special bonus card, Angel of the Night. Here's what she says. I am the angel of night. If you've picked me up, then my message to you is that your inner night is soon coming to an end. You may have walked in darkness for some time, but soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and will show you the way. Oh my God. I can't make this shit up. I couldn't make it up if I tried. Okay. Wow. What is tonight? It's a full moon. What is this reading about? The full moon energy. I mean, this is not a full moon deck. Okay, I don't even know what to say. There's really not even a full moon in there. But, okay. Soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and will show you the way. And this is also the feminine, I think, showing the way, right? There's a full moon in her Eight of Cups card. My phosphorescent butterflies are here to guide you. It's the feminine guiding the masculine. Believe in luck, believe in me, believe in you. My black soft wings are protecting you from now on. Into your ear, that has to be what it meant. Into your ear, I whisper my sweet lullaby. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so the Angel of the Night card, it's really the divine feminine talking to the masculine who's in this Five of Swords energy, okay, right now. Have no fear, honey. Everything is going to be fine. The night is nothing to be afraid of anymore. And the warm sun that you hold within is ready to shine again. Whew. I've got chills, you guys. I don't even know. Um, okay, so what do both partners want? What do both counterparts want? They want balance in their life. They want equal give and take. That's the Six of Pentacles. And for me, the feminine, she's continuing to move away and, pursue her own balance, her own, um, physical, tangible pleasures in life, anything that brings her passion and joy. And she's really kind of she's sitting here kind of like, I can bring this to myself, right? She's kind of on her throne, like, I can bring this to myself, and masculine, like, there's a place here for you. See how she's kind of like holding out her arm to the space next to her? She's like, yeah, I'm here. There's a space here for you. I'm holding space for you. When you're ready, right? When you hear my call, this full moon, when you start communicating feminines energetically, some of you, first wavers especially, have probably been in communication with your masculine on and off for the past several months, and it's been different. And instead of pushing them, instead of getting impatient, you offer them love and support. And many of them, literally the words that mine used with me is, he's been in hermit mode. Hermit mode. I mean, that's a tarot card term. That's a spiritual term. That is totally awakening energy, and that he's needing time to process things and away from everybody. And it's like, that's a beautiful thing. Take the time you need. This is the energy we need to be in. Okay. Not only to bring in the sought after union that we want, that may or may not happen in this lifetime, but for us to get to this place where we're holding our pentacles, we're relaxed, we're in our power, we're in our power from a masculine standpoint of earning, of creating, of speaking our truth, our passion, all these things. We're in that power, but we're also in receptivity. We're holding space for him, or whoever it is that's going to join us. And you guys, this is why when I was pulling the cards, among other things that just are blowing my mind about this deck, it's just stunning. The action forward that this full moon is going to bring, of course there's a full moon in the card, of course, is the Chariot. What was I saying about this being like really fast energy, fast-paced energy? Trying to see what she's got here. Oh, wow. She is juggling, yeah, 2 chess pieces. And there's a knight in one of them. There's a black and a white piece. She's like in balance, and she's meditating. I've never really seen a Chariot card like that before. I'm looking at the underneath. It's like, yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I see now what's happening. Usually always the Chariot card. There's a guy and he's on a chariot or horse or whatever, and he's going. This is the feminine being in that receptive mode. She's sitting there meditating. She's like, the chess pieces, it's like all coming into place. She can feel it with every fiber of her being. And the scene below her, I feel like it's the Chariot. It's really hard to see. It's like a water, it's night. It's like the city, it's like below is almost like turned off, like it's nighttime, but like she's waiting because she knows what's coming. She knows the Chariot is coming, even if it's not in the picture yet, even if she can't physically see it. She knows that the shift is happening, and this full moon is just bringing about so much. There's the manifestation, the magician. It's going to bring magic. I know, I mean, you guys have watched me. I don't always say these types of positive, uplifting things, but it's this alchemical. I mean, look at this. She is juggling etheric stardust. She has an infinity belt around her waist. That's like sacral chakra, solar plexus energy too. For me, that's kind of like merging of those. She's got it all like in balance. Wow. And what was I saying earlier when I was dealing the cards, when I was shuffling, and when I started to cough? Remember when I said I was picking up on throat chakra? and that there's a speaking of truth that's going to take place that's going to absolutely blow her mind. Because I think too, some of the Five of Swords, the deception in the past for many in the collective is that the masculine has never admitted feelings of any sort, or that there's anything special with this feminine, with the connection, with any of it, and has maybe even denied that they feel anything at all. And that's been a lie. It's been a lie to protect themselves from rejection, from hurt, because they didn't believe any of this was real. And they also had to stay in that energy to trigger the feminine, to make her do all the work on herself, to bring up all those wounds, to get her to this place, to where she can hold space for him now as he's starting to come forth. Okay, it all had to happen this way. So anyway, back to what I was just saying. What is this full moon bringing? She knows what's coming. She's manifesting it. She's sitting back. She's manifesting it alchemically, working the energy, working on herself, meditating, holding space. She's in this this balanced energy of, like, again, her power and the receptive feminine. And it's going to bring forth the truth. He's going to come out from the cold. This is the Knight of Swords. The wolf has been showing up a lot in different tarot readers. I know Fire Witch Tarot, she's been getting a lot of wolf, like, I mean, I had a wolf thing. Oh my God. This is when I was on my way home from the lake, there was a camper beside us on the highway, and I was drawn right away. There was a black wolf and a white wolf on each side of the license plate, which I thought, two wolves, that's a little interesting. I bet that's a totem. Well, in between was the license plate. It was my twin's birthday. And I was just like, oh my God. And so then I get back, and then I see Fire Witch Tarot posting about the wolves, and it's like the hunger of the divine masculine. They're starting to really, like, feel like you might be feeling like sexual energy. They're just starting to be like, okay, I'm going to come claim what's mine. Knight of Swords, it's about the truth. Swiftly, fast, coming in with that. What's the truth? The truth is the Ten of Cups, that they recognize that if they're going to have a Ten of Cups, type relationship, the ultimate, completion, of love, it's a completion card, that it's with her, that she's their ultimate person. And that's the truth that they've hidden from themselves. They denied. They've kept themselves out in the cold. They've kept the truth out in the cold. They've kept their feminine out in the cold. That is ending now, right? Why? Because the strength of the divine is behind both counterparts right now. Since Leo season, there's been this awakening going on with the masculine, and it's just every day it's exponential. I mean, if you're a feminine watching this, a feminine or the quote counterpart who's been awakened longer, think about how difficult your journey has been this entire time. For me, it's been going on 3.5 years. It was May. It was like June, July when I started to realize what was happening to me after my activation in May of 17. Think about going through. It doesn't mean we're going to go through the exact same things as our twin, but a lot of our wounds are the same. A lot of the triggers are the same. Imagine going through all that stuff in an accelerated fashion. Our twins were probably triggered in different manners along the way. It's not like it's just now starting, but as far as the massive amounts of purging and digging, they've been running from that. Okay, the runner, they've had to stay asleep and unawakened for the awakened counterpart to up level to where they are now, to clear out all that stuff, to purge all that pain. Now it's their turn, and they volunteered to go through it faster. So you've got to, look at the strength that this is taking them to, but the feminine's energy, I feel like her grace, look at that beautiful infinity symbol on her, her grace, her being in this energy is helping to tame the demons and the beast within him and keep him strong. So you've got to be acting, out of love with them and holding space. Again, you've got to set boundaries too. It does not mean you accept bad behavior or tolerate bad behavior or anything like that. And if you're not sure of the difference of what I'm talking about, we can book a session and walk through some examples of those things. And maybe I'll record a video on that at some point. But I pulled another card after this. I got King of Wands. King of Wands is, he kind of reminds me of the guy, the Slytherin guys in Harry Potter. Anyway, but this guy is confident And guess what? He's a king. And so I think this, he comes in swiftly as a knight with his truth. He gets strong. This is king energy right here. This is king energy. King of Wands is confident. He's confident in himself. He's confident and he feels worthy. And then on the bottom of the deck, I like to look at those a lot. Three of Pentacles. That is like the physical union card. That's the masculine, feminine, and union with God. That's the teamwork card. Right now, I think this might be a female in the card, but I feel like there's a lot of contemplation that he's going through right now of like, can I really do this? Can I, I never envisioned myself in this type of a relationship. And I think she's having some, nerves about it too. But it's a fresh new start. It's an Ace of Cups. It's like he's seeing her in this whole new light. It's such a pure love that's there that he's starting to open his heart up to. And he sees her as his counterpart, right? We've got Queen of Wands here and King of Wands came out. So that is really beautiful. But also this is fun. Oh my God, you guys. So the Hermit and Hierophant came out as well. So what's interesting to me, though, about this Hermit card, as we said, the masculines are in Hermit mode right now. But it's a female holding this, and she's holding a light. It's like she's the light, like beckoning him. It's like he's getting a lot of these downloads, I think, in meditations, in dreams. He's probably having astral experiences with his feminine, very vivid, lucid dreaming, all those types of things. Songs, he might be seeing stuff, showing up in Facebook, like reminding or about his counterpart or reminding him of her name, things like that. The Hierophant is the spiritual, union card. It's like a confirmation. It's a divine partnership. He's getting, again, awakening to his higher self. So that's just so beautiful, you guys. I had this feeling that I was going to take that entire time because again, I appreciate you bearing with me, but these images were just so powerful, so beautiful. And it's the first time I've used this deck. So of course, I need to study it a little bit more up close. So I'm going to pull, I've been getting inundated with snail shells. I saw 2 people post pictures of live snails, like back to back on Facebook, which was so random. And then, one of my friends, I went to her, she had them in her like, the decorations in her bathroom. And I'm like, what is going on? I think it's about the spiral. It's about, just the lessons and the wheel turning. And again, I think too, the masculines going through the things that, or the quote unawakened one going through things first, or now that we already did, it's coming back around. All right. So these are the wisdom of the Oracle. Yeah. So we got TikTok, which this for me is the divine timing card. Divine timing. But what you've got to remember, okay, if you're watching this, orphaned, okay, you've got to, like, you can't be stuck, in this, like, energy of waiting and, like, is this ever going to happen? And, like, despair, like, I'm lonely and I'm sad and I'm missing him. I mean, of course, if you feel those things, you need to work through them. You need to work with some Apache tears. You need to, cry it out. You need to feel it, right? Burn. That's a great thing to do with this full moon. But it's just like, you've got to remember, you've got to let go of trying to control, like, is this ever going to happen? Yeah, I'm feeling the energy so strongly that something is imminent. But we felt that, my friend and I talk about it. We felt that a year ago, that October was big, or that March is big, or whatever the months are. And then it ends up just being another shift, but another shift is a shift forward. It's progress. Okay. So don't, you need to feel these things if you feel them. Don't suppress them, but you need to focus on the joy and let go of, let the timing, leave it up to God. Okay. I'm going to pull a twin flame numbers just to see what angel numbers they want us to look at. 660, you do not have to compromise your own integrity to get what you want. Assert yourself accordingly. So this could be a message for some of you that you just feel like maybe this person's not your twin flame. Maybe, again, the boundaries, I felt the need to mention that earlier. Don't compromise yourself for the sake of thinking this is a twin flame, okay? Because it may not be. Caring for your overall health is a necessary tool on your journey. Love yourself a little more today. So, this journey ultimately is about leading us back home, which home is self love and connection to source. So, if you need any guidance with that, I am here for you, and you can find the information for booking that down below. Until next time, I can't wait to see what's coming for us this next month. Take care.